if you notice that the SAT on 2021 is a bit leaning toward the statistical side. So it's a lot of theoretical things. Oops, this is just a scrap paper I prepared for this lesson. Is it 2021? Okay, this one. All right. Let's see, August US 2021. This is May. Let me just scroll down a bit. I find that our class is heading towards some very good direction, that we are very good at the English section. But so we are 5 or 6 people right here, 5 people right here, we share the same thing, that we are very good at English. But maths on the SAT, on the other hand, you're quite, I'm not going to say bad, I'm going to say that not as performant as the English section. So I'm going to put some main emphasis on the maths section. So I'm going to push some more exercises for you guys to do, so that you can practice the math section furthermore. And also, fun fact, I'm compiling another book so that I can send to you guys. So if you have some free time, I highly recommend to check out all of my books that I posted for you guys, especially those that I compiled myself, because there are some books that I did it myself, and it's very, very close to our sessions. Okay, long story short, let's start with our lesson. First, the very first question, oh wait, let me just open my document. But the very first question we encounter is very typical for the SAT. It's lengthy, it's long, and it's unnecessary, especially on the math section. So what are we going to do? In what order should we read the SAT? I'm going to start with the with thumb. In what order should we read the question when it comes to the first question?
You should read from the bottom to the first.
Okay, from bottom up. From bottom, I mean, and I would assume that you mean that you're reading the very last sentence, this one, right? What is the measure of angle L, comma? And when you encounter this, what do you think? What should you notice on this lengthy piece of paragraph?
It's provide the measure of angle L, and it seems like the triangle LMN and LMM.
Comma?
I
Comma.
think
You can just say comma.
they are correspond to.
You sure you're using the right word? We have 2 relationships in triangles. Firstly, is congruent. Do you know what congruent are? Congruent
Yes.
triangles. What are they?
They have the two the two sides of the triangle are equal, and either the two bottom angle of the triangle is equal to each other.
So it's very much they are identical. When I say congruent, it means the 2 triangles, they are identical when it comes to the length and the angle. And the second one is similar. Okay, 2 triangles, if they are similar to each other, we have this notation. This is the similarity in triangles. And when a triangle, they share the same angles measurement, which means angle A, triangle A could be like this, and triangle B could be way bigger, but they still share the same shape, which means they share the same angles. They are similar to each other. They're just in different sizes. So you have 2 relationships. Firstly is congruent. Secondly is the, what's that? Similar. I've just mentioned it. Okay, similar. All right. So in this case, is it congruent or is it similar? Done.
It's congruent.
You're sure? The product of 5 and the length of the corresponding side. These two triangles are not very equal, right?
Similar.
Okay, they're similar. Look, if a side, for example, this triangle, if this one has the size of the length of A, for example, and this one has the length of 5A, you can see they share the same shape. They're basically the same shape, but the lengths are different. The sizes, you just scale them up bigger. So you have a size that's 5 times bigger. So this is what they're talking about. The product. The product means the multiplication of 5 and the length of corresponding side. Okay, so this one is similar, right? And if it is they are similar, what should you choose?
C.
All right, very simple. Just notice that they are similar. You chose the very same measurement with L. Very good. And 2, you can do 2 also. It's very simple.
I choose C too.
And also 3 is?
B.
Okay, very good. B, 2015 for each. So what year was this sold with 5 million? You just um, draw a horizontal and a vertical line. You can see that this is 7 years after 2005. You get 2012. Okay, very simple, very easy. Next up, it's Lina, number 4. I can't really hear you. Okay, you chose C. Let's see. For C, which equation describes the situation? Firstly, you can check the. I can see that your audio is a bit difficult to hear. Can you check it? In the meantime, I will explain the your option to everyone. Okay. For I would find that this is quite lengthy, so I'm going to read from bottom up, and this is very familiar. And as I will going to have to find the correct equation for the description above. Okay, this I can see that these are all linear equations. What properties should I look for? Firstly, is the slope. Secondly, is the initial value or the y-intercept. The y-intercept. Okay, x is the elevation and y is the air temperature. For every 1 kilometer increase in elevation, the air temperature decreases by 6.5. So you can see that the slope will be minus 6.5, right? And the at a given time, it means at the beginning. At the given time means in the beginning, the air temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. So it's 15 minus 6.5x, right? 7. 5 is D. Okay, B. Total number of back. All right. It's the same, right? We read from bottom up. We can very easily find out that the best interpretation of x plus 2, meaning they're asking for the meaning of x plus 2, of course. So we look for the context. Each bag cost is 2.75. So this is the cost of each bag, and total is this one. And bought 2 bags and several bags of peanut butter. So this would be x. So 2 plus x is the total number of bags. Good. And 6 is? How did you do 6?
Find the y-intercept, therefore x will be x is 0
Okay.
and the fx will be minus 1.
All right. This one. So you cross out which first?
Yes.
You cross out A and B first, right?
And I also try that. Or
What else?
the graph will be go down.
The graph goes down because the minus sign here, right? Okay, but if you say that the graph goes down, oh yeah, the only one that goes down is C. But also there's another way you can plug in x for x is, for example, you can clearly see in this one is quite near to 8 or something. You can plug in x is 2 to this equation and you have so it's 9, so it's here. Okay, so you have -9. You can just plug in x of 2. If this is not 9, if this is say 0, the correct answer would be D, but this in this case is 9, so it's C. Okay, there's many ways to do this. You can choose the quickest way possible for yourself. All right, next up is on number 7.
D.
D. Okay, this is very simple. You just calculate. Remember this one, guys. For the absolute values, the absolute of x minus 3 equals x minus 3 equals will be the same as x minus 3 equals x minus 3 or x minus 3 equals 3 minus x. Okay, don't forget this, guys. Don't get mistaken, right? 8 is
D.
8 is D. How did you come about D?
Because it shows 3 solutions on the x. The x.
So it means it intersecting x at
3 points.
all right, exactly. So the x interception, meaning the solution here, has the solution of -2, 0, and 3, meaning that they have the 3 interception at the point -2, 0, and 3. 0 in this case is the center point of the graph. It's O. Okay, very good. This one, guys, remember how to find the solution because this is very important. Firstly, how to find the x-intercept. Secondly, how to find the y-intercept. Thirdly is how to find the slope for a linear equation. And fourthly is, remember this one, note this down. A is not only the slope. It is not just the slope, it is the direction to which the last part of the equation on the picture will go. For example, if I have a very complicated equation of ax to the 4th degree, x squared plus 2, for example, like this. I don't really know the shape of it, but this is the polynomial with a degree of 4. So it will have the shape somewhat like this, okay? And A is the A has a sign of positive, has a positive sign. A is larger than 0. So this is how the graph will go. A is larger than 0, so this will go up. Okay, the very last part of the graph will go up. If A is smaller than 0, it will go like this, so as to make the very last part of the graph go down. The same things goes for polynomial with a degree of 3 and 2, quadratic equation, or 1, linear equation. Linear equation, if A is the positive number, it will go up like this. And quadratic equation, if A is a positive number, it goes up like this. On a polynomial with a degree of 3, for example, like this. Can you tell me on if this one has a positive or a negative A?
Negative.
Negative, exactly, because it goes down, right? So remember, A is not just the slope. Slope is only for the linear equations. And for everything else, the polynomials with larger degrees, they will be the indication of whether or not the graph, the last point of the graph goes up or down. All right. Next up is 9. What is 9 on also?
A.
A. All right. 9A and 10 is
B.
D. Very good. This is, how did you calculate D?
Because the 20 is the 30-degree side, the hypotenuse is 2 times bigger.
The hypotenuse is 2 times bigger. Oh, I didn't really think of it being solved like that, but that's clearly a good way. But to me or to most Vietnamese, they would tend to use the calculator. And well, at least this is just one of the ways. And I'll do like this. You have 20 is a given length of one of the legs of the right triangle. Of 20 is BA. BA over AC. No, I'm sorry. BA, they're asking for BC, right? BA over BC equals to what? Do you remember? Staccato. Opposite over hypotenuse is
Sine.
sine,
Oh.
exactly. Sine of 30 equals BA over BC. So this is what I'm going to do is I use 20. Can you hear? Okay. You can either use sine or cosine, they're essentially the same. BA over BC, and you can very easily calculate BC, and that by dividing 20 over sine 30. They'll give us 40, right? Great. Next up is Hung. 11.
C.
11C. All right. How did you do this?
I just plug in the numbers.
Yes, very good. In this case, you have 2 hidden values, right? 2 variables, P and R. You have 2 hidden variables. So what you're going to do is you plug them in for every single coordinates that you find the most easy to find. What value did you plug in, Hung?
Let's see. 0 for X, for P and R.
Okay, 0 for P and 0 for R, one by one, right? So you use
Yes.
0 to calculate R. How much do you get? 0P. P equals 0, so R is?
Around 21, if I remember correctly.
Okay. And how about the vice versa, the opposite, the way around?
34.
34. 34, so it's nearing this value. This is almost 35, this is 34, this is almost 21, so C. Very good. You can also plug in, let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, you can also plug in this. You can also plug in 10 and to see if it goes for 15 here. And also, yeah, that's it. You just 3 points, 3 points, 0 R, 0 P, and also 10, 15. Okay. There's many ways. You can choose one over the other. That's fine. Whatever faster. These are quite simple, right? 12. 12 is What is 12, Hung?
Oh, me. 12 is, wait, in this cell. 12 is D.
12 is D. Okay, this is very simple.
Yes.
It's just combining the polynomials. It's very simple, just simple maths. 13 is
A.
A, very simple, just minus 36 equals minus 3n over 5. 14 is
Also A.
14 also A. Okay, quick question. Remind me of the these are some of the memorable. I forgot what the name of it. Memorable what? How come I just forgot it? I just had it in the back of my mind. What is it? Instances or initiatives? Or these are just some of the memorable equations that you're going to have to remember. I'm going to find out the name later. I just absolutely forgot it right now. Firstly, A plus B squared. Can you just expand this for me?
A squared plus 2AB
Plus 2AB
plus B squared.
plus B squared. A minus B squared.
It's the same, but it's minus 2AB.
Okay, A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. And A squared plus B squared equals, I'm sorry, minus B squared
A plus B
plus B
times A minus B.
times A minus B. All right, anyone can just give me the name of what this is called in English? I just had it in the back of my mind. It feels so
Memorable
annoying.
identity. Is identity, right?
Oh, yes, exactly. The identities, the memorable identities. There are like 7 for middle school and high school, which is this one, also the this one, A cubed, B cubed, also A plus B all cubed, A minus B cubed. These are some of the memorable. What is that again? Memorable what?
Identity.
Identities. My God, my brain is. All right, memorable identities. Here are some of the memorable identities, but on the SAT, you are going to have to remember these 3. All right, these 3. So take this in your heart and do not ever forget it, because it will come in handy later on in life. I mean, in this test even, because we're going to find it. Okay, just finish off with 15 or so.
Thing is B.
B. So remember, if this has no solution, A over A comma equals B over B comma is different to C over C comma, right? This, and if it has infinite solution, it will be A over A comma equals B over B comma and equals to C over C comma. And if it has one solution, it will be A over A comma different to B over B comma. That's it. Okay, 3 scenarios of having of solutions in systems of equation. Okay, next up, it's Bike's turn, 16.
16, the slope is minus 4 over 5. No. 4 over 5. No.
Okay, let's just slow down first. What are you going to do first? 5 here, minus 5y here.
And minus 4x.
You move x to one side and you convert this to the formula, the form of ax plus b, or mx plus b. I'm going to say mx plus b. You move this back to this form and you have minus 4x minus 20. So you get the slope
minus
is
4 over minus 4 over.
Okay, so remember, minus and minus, they cancel out and they leave a positive number. And positive and minus, it will be minus. Positive and minus is minus. Minus is positive. And positive is also still positive when it comes to multiplication or division. This will be 20 divided by
4.
5 is 4. Great. 4 over 5. Okay, correct. 17.
Uh,
17 is
we will have 14x over 4, which equals to 14x equals 28, and x is 2.
equals to 14. It
No,
equals to
20,
28.
24. 28.
24. 28 or 24.
28, 28.
Okay, 28. 28.
It's
hang on.
7. It's 7. And like we multiply 4 with 7.
7 times 4 is this. X 7 times 4 is 24. Is it 24?
28, 28.
Hang on a sec. It's 28. Okay.
So x is 2.
X is 2. Okay, great. Remember the multiplication table? Yeah. That's what's up. 18 is, do you know how to do the 18? Okay, just if you haven't encountered this, let me just introduce it to you. What is the value of k? So the value of k is what I'm going to assume. You can see that this starts with 0. So this will be the y-intercept, and the y-intercept has the coordinate of 0 and y, right? 0 and y. So we're just gonna have to plug in 0 for x. We have y equals 1.495 to the power of 0. How much is it? Right? Is 1. Everything to the
1.
power of 0 is 1. Plus k. 1 plus k is 6. How much is k? It is 5. All right, this is how you're going to solve this, and you find that this has the y-intercept, so you just plug 0 in, and you have k is 5. All right, it's very simple. 19. Do you know how to do 19 also, back?
Not sure about this one.
Okay, this. Let me remind you, everyone, is the circle formula. Tom, can you remind me of the circle formula?
Let's see. X minus a square
Okay.
plus x y minus b 2a 2a.
What?
I mean x minus 2a. I
X.
forgot. Add a 2a. 2 multiplied.
Oh, you're getting mistaken with the
Oh,
extracted one. Yeah, this one is only a, not 2a.
Equal r the radius where
Yes, the radius squared. So the extracted version is x squared plus y squared, and what else?
minus 2a minus 2b plus c equals 0.
With a and b is
Is the center.
the coordinate of the center point. You remember this? You have this memorized, okay, back. And this will be 19 is, can you just finish this?
So the formula of the radius is square root a square plus b square minus c.
Okay, all right. And we have a is
a is 3 square.
3 squared. Is actually minus 3, but you know the square stuff is just getting rid of all the signs, so it's 3. Okay, plus 1
Plus 1 plus 6.
plus 6. Very good. So we have radius is
4.
right 4. Okay, 16 square root of 16 is 4. Okay, but have these memorized. Firstly is this one, secondly is this one, thirdly is this one, and fourthly is this one. A and B are the coordinates of I, and these are the two different versions. They are the same thing, but two different versions of the circle equation. And R is this is the formula to calculate the radius, right? This will be the last time I'm going to mention this for this class. So about 20, can you do this by, oops.
20, no.
A and C are integers. Do you know how to use the calculator?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you can just use the calculator on this question. Oops.
I thought in session 3 is no calculator.
Yeah, but it's only for the paper SAT, and we are learning for the digital SAT, so we can just use the but it's always good to not use the calculator, in which case we're going to have to use result in using this formula. Delta equals b squared minus 8 4ac. Okay, still gonna have to have this memorized. And the solution, which is x equals 2 minus b over 2a. But before that, we're going to subtract or add in square root of delta. And delta bigger than 0 will be 2 solution. Delta equals to 0 is 1 solution, and delta smaller than 0 is 0 is a solution, no solution. Okay, and in this case, the answer is 11, right? Next up, don't make mistake on this one again, or don't not know how to do this again, okay? The fourth, right? We're going to heading toward the fun part, and I'm going to start this off with number 1.
1A.
1A, this is not difficult yet. 2,
2B.
2B, how did this come about?
Like I know that I just read the whole questions and I come out with B.
Okay, this is just asking to re-explain the question, all right? The function describes the relationship between x in moles. So this is a linear equation. This is a linear equation. So the relationship is a linear relationship. So it's just 3 moles produces 6 ammonia. So it's very simple. That's just it, because that's the second question. It doesn't have to be difficult yet. 3 is
C.
3C. Okay, C. And let's see. These are quite easy, so I'm just going to walk past them. 4 and 5. 4 is
45C.
okay. 5C. They just recognizing the equations. Firstly is the slope. Slope is this, and has the y-intercept is this one. And yeah, that's it. Right, 6 linear, 6, 7, and yeah, just 6 and 7.
6B.
6 what?
B.
B. 7.
7A.
A, very simple. Next is the fun part. 8 is
8C.
8C. Can you just briefly remind me of how to calculate the probability, I'm sorry. What is the numerator? And what is the denominator? What should you put here?
Numerator is 4.
Numerator is 4.
And
The denominator is
11.
11. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat this knowledge that we have learned so many times before. about the probability, what should we put on the numerator? Firstly, we have to read the prompt. They're asking for the probability of selecting from class A. So we go to put the number which the requirement they're asking for is class A. In this case is, firstly, is 4, 8, 6, and 4, 8, and 6. But let's see, I'm just running over myself right here. But we're going to start off with the biggest possible sample size, which is the denominator. In this case, it has the biggest population of landscape drawing. So I'm just going to circle this column, landscape, with a total of 11. So the biggest population size will be 11. And we're going to plug in the requirement of the prompt. So the requirement of the prompt is 4, right? So this is 4 over 11, and the answer is C, 36. Okay. Next one is just number 9. What is it? Number 9. 9D. Okay, great. Next up, it's Anton, number 10. Number 10.
B.
B, how did you do this?
I saw it like go down.
Okay, go down.
Negative 180.
So it's going to be a negative slope. C and D are out. What's next?
And then it runs by 9.
Runs by 9. 2004 to 2013. This is 9. Okay, it runs 9. And how much did it drop?
Negative 180.
Negative 180. Let's see. Number of licensed dogs. Oh, okay. 440 minus 260 is negative 180. So it goes down by negative by 180, meaning negative 180. Very good. So it's B. Okay. Remember, if this is asking for the rate of change of the line of best fit, the way of doing this is also the same, because we're connecting the two farthest point from each other, connecting and forming a line. In this case, we can very clearly see that they're asking for a linear equation. Right? Linear equation, sometimes they will let you know if it's an exponential or if it's a linear. So this case is a linear, so we're going to connect the dots and we calculate between those two. Okay, 11 is
D.
D. Very simple, just conversion. 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 0.62 miles, and 2,400 kilometers is just very simple. Question mark miles. Right, D. Let's check 11D. Great. 12 is
B.
B. This is very tricky. It's not tricky, it's a tricky question, because look, does this change the slope?
No.
No, it doesn't. And what change does it make to this graph?
The y-intercept.
Exactly. It only changes the y-intercept, or it means that it goes up by 3 units. It shifts the entire graph by 3 units, or shifts the y-intercept by 3 units. They're the same. Very good. Next, 13 also.
A.
Let's see. Probability of selecting perennial that does not grow best in direct sun. Okay, so the biggest sample size here is 100. The very same example, for the aforementioned knowledge, which is probability. The biggest population size is 100. And we have 40 species grown in best direct sunlight, perennial. 60 species are perennials. And of the 60, 40 species grow in direct sun. How did you do this, An?
Because it says like for 60, 40 grows best in the sun, so 20 would not grow good in the sun.
So the remainder is 20. So how much should we put here?
20.
Just 20, because this is the answer. Okay, it's very simple. This one is a bit tricky to read, but once you just consolidate the entire sentence, you can see this, it leaves 20, right? Very good. This one is just tricky because because it requires you to read a lot. And what you're going to do is to combat it by reading from bottom up. 14 is Hung's turn.
14 is A.
14 is A. All right, this is just a very easy question. How about 15?
15 is D.
How did you come about D?
Um, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Sorry.
How did you choose D, though? Did you just circle the best one that fits you, or did you have any steps in doing?
I just circled the one that seemed right.
Okay.
I had no
Yeah,
notes.
because if this one is POE, it's quite possible even. A and B are most
I used
definitely
POE.
out. I mean,
Yeah, I
A and
used
B are
POE.
most definitely out. And C, between C and D, they're all different or they're all consecutive. Yeah, I choose D. But okay, let's wind up. Just slow down a bit. For 35 integers, I'm just going to simplify it to 5. All right. If this is asking for 100 even or 101, I'm just going to simplify the nearest possible number that I can count. I'm going to say 5. I can count to 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. This is the set of integers, which has 5 integers in it. Cool. So which cannot be true about the integers. And if I say the mean is greater than the median, they are all even and they are all odd. It's very obviously wrong because any number, any set can have the median, the mean the same. But the only time any type of number, type of integer, whether it's even or odd. Look, this is all even and odd. But it only happens once when mean and median, they're the same, is when the number 3 is the median and also number 3 is the mean, right? So let's just open up to 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the median. Let's see if it is also the mean. Okay, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 4. The mean is 4, and this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and divide them by 5 is also 3. So the conclusion is the mean and median, they are the same. So cannot be true about the integers, meaning that the mean is greater than the median. In this case, they're asking for the direct opposite. They can't be the same. The mean and the median can't be the same. So it's very apparent that we have just reasoned to 2 sets, and we just sort of taking a risk here because we can't possibly write out 35 integers and assessing different scenarios. So I'm just making a broad generalization. But look, it's the same. Me and the median, they're the same when the numbers are executive. Executive meaning it's sequential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are consecutive. I'm sorry, consecutive, and they follow each other by a fixed delta, right? A fixed difference. It skips one, skips one, skips one. So you don't have to remember every single rules about a set of number. You can just remember to take your own examples, right? If you encounter a difficult question, or you just give yourself some examples and you can generalize it to the bigger population, right? So yeah, I just gave 2 examples and I can confidently choose D. Okay, this is quite a difficult question, but to do this, you're gonna have to firstly POE, and secondly is to give out yourself some examples. On the SAT, sometimes you're going to find yourself giving some arbitrary samples that is needed to solve a problem, just like in real life. 16 is also Hung.
16 is B.
B, very simple. And also 17 is
C.
C. Can you also solve 18?
It's A.
It's A, all right. I'm going to explain why 18 is A for you, for him, okay? Let's see if our ways of solving this are the same. Okay, this is once again, a very lengthy question because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 8 lines long. And but no fear, because this one asks for which function defines this model. Once you encounter a long prompt or a long question, you're just gonna have to read bottom up. Read from this to up. And they're asking for the function that defines this model. And you can see that these are all exponentials. So what are you looking for? Firstly, the initial number, A. Secondly, is the percentage of increase or decrease, decay, or the growth factor or the decay factor, B. And thirdly is the input or the time it takes to have a change, T. Let's look for A first. Look. You have at an altitude of 36,150 is 471. But this is not the initial value, is it? But it is, because look, the question is asking from 36,150 feet to 82,345. So the very initial value is the value they are taking into account for the first time, for the upper limit, the lower limit. This one is the lower limit. So A is 471. How about B? B is the rate of change. No, it's the growth factor or the decay factor. So look, 1% decrease. 1% decrease, it means 1 minus 0.1. 0.01, I'm sorry. So it's going to be 0.99. Right? So this is getting close, 0.99. So we can just cross out C and D and we choose A. But furthermore, this one is T. How about T? I want you guys to understand what T comes about. T in this case is X over 200. Let's understand this. It takes 200, 200 feet of increase to have a 1% decrease. So does it change by 1 over 200? It doesn't change yet. Over 2 over 100? Haven't changed. But when it comes to 200 feet over 200 feet, it starts to decrease 1%. So you see that when X reaches 200, the equation becomes 471 times 0.99. Remember, this one is American's multiplication. This one is the decimal point. So don't get mistaken with the Vietnamese style of writing. So 471 times 0.99 at X is 200. The only way possible is to divide X by 200 so that it becomes 1. and this equation comes to life. So it's A, right? It's quite complicated. It sounds very complicated, but it's not. Once you just get into doing it, it's very simple. Next up is 19, 20, and 21. 19 first. Can you do this one, Bike?
19,
19 is
uh, it's 36%
how did
C.
you come about C?
I take 47, around 47.5, minus 35, then use the, like we will get 12.5 and take that divided by,
Divided by
divided by 35.
35. Okay. And times 100, you get this. Okay, very good. How about 20? Can you do 20?
It means that every
Firstly, is it increase or is it decrease?
increase,
Increase, so we're going to cross out
A and C.
A and C. Very good. So you just cross out the incorrect ones. Next, we're going to increase by 1 billion for every 0 point this, or increase by 0.645 for every 1 billion increase. Ah, this is very interesting. Can you do this one?
D.
D. Why did you choose D and not B?
Because the y like axis represents expenses, and
Okay,
like we will get expenses over revenue.
exactly. Do you remember the formula, rise over run?
Yes, I do.
Okay, rise over run is delta y over delta x. So everyone, remember, these will be very tricky because when it comes to representing the slope, it always changes by 1 unit of increase. Look, this is billions of dollars of the x-axis, okay? The slope is always the change of the y-axis by 1 unit of the change of the x-axis. So this case is billions of dollars. So it's 1 billion of dollars, even though this one has the smallest line, the division is 5 billions, right? You would assume this would be at the changes by 5 units, but no, this is always 1. It stays always 1, okay? The change of y over the 1 unit change of x. This 1 unit is billions of dollars, so it's D. Very good. Next one is 21. Back also.
21, I
21 is so we can all use Desmos, or we can all use the utility given by the SAT suite. But if not, we can also plug in some numbers like this and this. If if these equation, if these dots -2, 2, 0, 1, they result in inaccurate or just they unsatisfactory. They are unsatisfactory when it comes to this. It will be right. But if they satisfy, in this case, the shaded region is the region that we eliminating. So we're going to choose A. Or we can always use Desmos. Okay, I'm going to guide if you haven't known it already. I'm going to show you later. But let's not take the time from the class and we'll move on to 22. How about 22?
22,
And two is calculate the delta.
3,
Three. Okay.
3.
Just be confident, okay? You just give out the answer. If you get it wrong, we're not going to judge you, of course. We're going to fix it. And let's see. 3 is it's correct. You just have two different integer solutions, so delta is larger than 0. Great. 23. Okay, this is very interesting. Tom, can you do 23?
23, I choose A.
A. Why did you choose A?
Because it can be written in the form A squared plus B squared, so I plug in and it's correct.
Oh, you plug them in. All right, so I'm going to take a different approach, right? This one is very interesting. 23, listen up close. You have this one. It doesn't ring any bell. It doesn't ring any, like, any form of, what is it? Entity. Is it entity? Entity, what was it? How can you remind me of that, what that is? The memorable identity. Yeah, the memorable identities. Okay, it doesn't ring any bells. But once you split them into this one, this very simple plus 6x, you can see that this is missing a term. It's missing what this can be split into 2 times 3. 2 times 3, right? 2 times 3x. And it's missing a term, which is, can you tell me what it is, Dom? To convert this
9.
into, yes, an identity, a memorable identity, it's 9. So if this is plus 9, what's left of 13?
4.
4. Can you just concatenate this into
X plus 3 squared.
x plus 3 squared, and 4 is
2 squared.
2 squared. So we choose A. Very good. If you don't know how to expand the equation or just convert this into a memorable identity, one of the memorable identities, you can always plug them in. And so like Dom does, you plug in this and you plug in this and give x, let's say x equals 1. Okay, you just give in a random value of x and you plug x in for this one also. If these two give out the same solution or give out the same value, for example, this one is 1 plus 6 plus 13, it is 7 plus 13 is 20. And this one, 1 plus 3 is 4. This stays the same. 4 squared is 16 plus 2 squared is 4 is 20 also. So A is satisfied. All right. Next up is 24. Done.
24B.
24B, very simple. The vertex 1, remember this is a minus. So it is minus R. It is B. Great. Gosh, we don't have much time. 25, 20, and 26.
25 C.
C. And 26 is
C.
C. Great. So 27, can you do it? Done. Also.
27D.
Yeah, 27. D. How did you do this?
I change the equation by combine x plus 6 and it's left with x minus k, and all of these two equal to 0.
Okay.
And we have x minus k equals 0, so x equal k.
Exactly. Very good. So if a solution happens, the equation has to be equal to 0. So wait, this equation, if is true, these two, each one of these will have to be equal 0. one or the other or two. I don't, it's not non-restrictive, but it has to have at least one value that is 0, and it is D. Right, very good. 28, it's Lina.
28. C.
C is very simple. Next is 29. How's it?
29B.
29B. Let's see. Generator started one combined total 100 ounce. How did you do this?
I calculate the total of FX and GX.
You just take the total of fx and gx. Oh, okay. 8 generated in type B and equals to 100. Right, you just plug them in. Wait, relationship between n and k. All right, so you just plug n in here and k in here, and you add them in, and they equal to 100. So you just concatenate, and you just have B, right? 30 is
C.
C. So this is a system of equation. Can you explain me how you do it?
The units of energy produced by type A. I also calculate the sum of Fs and Gs, and I also plug N to the Fs and K to the Gs. The total of the Fn and Gk is 216.
Okay, 216.
And N plus K equal to 25.
25. So the two combined produce ounces of fuel. F and X represent the amount of fuel. So these two add up. So this will be 8. I'm sorry. This will be 8n plus 7k plus 27 equals to 216, right? And 216 minus 27 is 189. 8n plus 7k is 2, 8, 7, 189, 1, 125, 14 and 11. So it makes B, right? 14 and 11. 14 and 11. Type energy by type A is N. N is 14 and K is 11. Yeah, so you subtract them. How many more units?
Oh, B.
Right? Yeah, B. Right. It's not C, because how many more units? It's not asking one unit or over the other. Okay, so remember to read carefully. Oh, this is one of the ones that I want to note to you guys, that more, for example, if they ask for the value when t equals, say t equals 2005, and you compare to 2007, they're going to ask for the differences, right? There are 2 times they're going to ask this, differences or the whole value. In this case, they're asking for the differences, so it's B. Okay, that is one of the questions, the kind of question that I get wrong the most, and also my students. Next up is nearing the end. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just one more, Lina. Let's do
21, 3,888.
3,888. Very good. Just plug them in. Just don't put in the wrong answer, okay? Because yeah, I did find some wrong. 387, I believe. is a typo. So you guys check before just typing in or just doing anything, right? 32 is on. Can you do 32?
Thirty.
Was it
30.
30? How did this come about?
Because the coordinates were 4 and 30.
Coordinate is 4 and 30. 4 year after. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread this one. Just 30, right? 30. Okay, 33. 33.
20.
20. Very simple. Just multiply over 2 times 10 is 20. 34 is a bit interesting, but again, this is very redundant. A lot of the information here is redundant. So read from bottom up, the last sentence up.
Um, 11.
11, exactly. You just only need to read the last sentence. How many countries has less than 2 billion euros in uncollected VAT? Cross this line, you have 11. Yeah, very simple. 35.
170. Oh wait,
170.
70.
Okay, 70, exactly. Very good. 70, remember, p%. The increasing by p% is 70, but if they ask for multiplying, it is multiplying by 170 or becoming 170% of the older, right? Okay, 36. I'm going to have to ask you to do this with me, okay? Because I find this one is very interesting and I want to remind you of some knowledge. Firstly, reading from bottom up, can you just, wait, let me just read it first. Measure in radian the angle AOB is phi. If phi equals n pi over 12, what is the value of n? We are looking for phi, and phi is angled by 2 points. These two. And this is a circle, has the radius of 1, it doesn't matter. But look, it has 2 points. And firstly, it has 2 sections. I'm going to name it section 1 and section 2. Phi 1 and phi 2. Phi 1 is a part of which triangle? This one. We can see if we have the coordinates, we can very easily find the triangle in which it will create, from which it will create, right? So if you just draw a horizontal line, a vertical line, you'll get this. I'm going to name it H. This is A, right? A and H. So phi is an angle of A and AH0, triangle AH0. And can you tell me what is the measurement of phi 1? By just look at this. Can you tell me what is the measurement of phi 1? Just redraw this for clearer.
Uh, 45.
Why 45?
Because it's the half of 90 degrees.
Okay, as you can see that this is, what is the height of AH? The length of AH. It is the coordinate, the y coordinate of A, isn't it? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Right. So the y coordinate, let's say this has the coordinate of 0 and 0. So we just draw a vertical and horizontal line between these two. Okay. So you can have the length of AH is square root of 2 over 2, and the length of HO is square root of 2 over 2. There's no minus here, remember, because we're talking about the length. So the length has to be an absolute value. There's no sign here. And how about B? The same thing goes for B. Oh, I haven't mentioned this. Will create what is called a right triangle, first of all, but also an isosceles right triangle. So they have the two same legs length. All right, the two legs, they have the same length, and they have one 90-degree angle, so they become it becomes right isosceles, an isosceles right triangle. So this has the measurement of 45 degree, and this one has the measurement of what? Can you calculate this?
Oh, you said which angle?
Phi 2. Just going to erase it for clearer. Phi 2.
Yeah, is that also 45?
It won't be 45 because these two, you can see they aren't the same. And also the two triangles, this triangle, is it an isosceles? Okay. Is this an isosceles? No, it's not, because look, the coordinate of B is 1/2 and square root of 3 over 2. So this is square root of 3 over 2. You just lower the coordinate down and you have this as BK, right? BK, and BK is square root of 3 over 2. And this one is how much?
Uh, 1/2.
1/2, exactly, because this is the x value and we just taking this out, 1/2. By this, we can use the trigonometry, SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. In English or in Vietnamese, you have a very similar mnemonics. This one is sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. So in this case, which formula should we use? Sine, cosine, or tangent?
Cosine.
But we
No.
have, look, we have the opposite
Sine.
and we have this one. Which one should we use? This, look, it forms a rectangle, don't you see? So this has the same measurement as this. Okay, right? Okay is 1/2. And we have the opposite and the adjacent. What should we use? We don't have the hypotenuse yet, so we can't really use sine and cosine. So what's left?
Tangent.
Tangent. And can you tell me tangent equals tangent phi 2 equals
1/2 over
tangent equals the opposite over adjacent. So
square root 3 over 2.
And over
1/2.
1/2. Right. Great. So now we can just calculate the phi 2. This will become let's see, I'm just going to calculate phi 2 by using the calculator. It's quicker and it's safer. It will become square root of 3. So I believe this is 45 degrees, isn't it? Oh, no, it's 60. It's pi over 3. Just use the calculator, guys. And you can calculate by using tan to the power of -1 of square root of 3. Okay, this equals square root of 3. So tan to the power of -1 square root of 3 equals pi over 30. I'm sorry, pi over 3. And it results in phi 2 is pi over 3. And phi 1 is how many? 45 degrees is, do you still remember?
No.
Pi over 4. Pi over 4 plus pi over 3 is 0.4 plus 0.3. Sorry, 7 over 12. So n equals 7, right? This is a very good one. Equals 7. Okay. Next up is 37. It's Hung turn. It's Hung.
37 is 5.
Is 5. It's very simple. You just eliminate C because it will be cancelled out, and you just have X, and it's as normal. And 38 is
11.
38 is 11. Again, very simple. You just carry 2 inside the bracket, and you have 11. Next up, I will find, because we don't have much time, I'm going to run over some interesting questions. Let me see some the questions I did before. Okay, question 8. Question 8. Section 4. Question 8, section 4. Can you do this for me, Hung? Quickly.
Question 4.
8.
Question 8. Oh yeah. Is what's wait, where's it? B.
8 is
B.
D. Let's see.
I mean B. I mean B.
Okay, B. 8B. All right. Firstly, I'm going to briefly remind you guys of B. We'll see. We have 3 0 value here. So it comes to, this is what we call a table of value. So when they give us a table of value, we will find firstly the x-intercept to see if it crosses the x-axis. So there are 3 points at which they cross. So, unfortunately, these 3 equations, these 3 graphs, they all cross 3 points with the x-axis. So what else should we dependent on? Okay, the -1 and the 1 coordinates. So they are on 2 sides, and this is plus and this is minus. This is plus and this is minus. So it can't be the same, it can't share the same sign. So C and D are out, and A and B. I'm going to choose A, right? Not B, because look, 3 is here, and -3 is here, not the other way around. Okay, got it home. 3 and -3.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, it's very simple. When it comes to detecting graphs, when they give us firstly a table of value, you're going to find the the x-intercept. And secondly, we're going to look for the coordinates of the x-intercept. And also, secondly, the second step, if possible, we're going to find the slope. If they're asking for the linear equation, linear is a line, if they show us a line. But if they don't show us a line or you can't find slope, you're going to have to result in plugging in. These are the only way. Okay, this will almost guarantee you get the result, but it will require a bit of time. But these two, if you do this, find slope and the x-intercept, if possible, you find the y-intercept also. Intercept before x-intercept. These two can be the same step, intercept, and you calculate the slope, and you get or if you haven't found the result already, you plug them in simply, like we've just done. 8 is A. Don't think we have enough time, so the remaining answer I will send in the group chat. I find some more interesting questions. Yeah, there's not much out here. Okay, just whoever haven't finished the homework, please continue to do it and send in the homework as soon as possible before the next session, of course. And yeah, this one is D, 5D. 5D, 5, 6, and 4 is D. And this one is 4 is what? C, is it? 4C. Yeah, it's not much here. It's very simple. I'm going to send the full answer to the group, to group chat, and yeah, you guys can check on that, because the main thing I find this in the US, August US, it has the most statistics questions, and it's the most interesting. And the August International is just quite more easygoing. So I'm going to have you guys self-check on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to conclude our lesson. If you guys don't have any more questions, if you guys do have any more questions about this session, feel free. All right, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me, to message me. And if not, I'm going to conclude our class today. See you again and have a nice day. Bye, everyone.